Hello, my name is Danny Nowlan and I'm the Director of ChassisSim Technologies. And welcome to this latest ChassisSim video tutorial. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to be presenting the ChassisSim version 3.30 release. Now, what's different from ChassisSim version 3.30 from its most immediate predecessor, version 3.29? Okay, a couple of changes in version 3.30. First of all, for those of you who need high logging rates, if you go into simulate data logging options and you now go into data output options, you can now select the data sample rate between 50 and 100 Hertz. Please note though, in terms of your frequency for the monster files, they are still at 50 Hertz. But if you're needing to really understand what's going on in some of the higher logging, in terms of higher frequencies, then that's an option for you. The other thing too that we've done in terms of data logging fixes, for those of you who are running Cosworth Electronics toolbox, or an old speak Pi Research toolbox, we've also fixed up a minor bug in terms of some sampling rates, so you should now be getting a very clear signal coming through for Pi Toolbox. The other big change that we've got in version 3.30 is that if you go into bump rubbers, you have now got the option of clicking for a hysteresis spring. So, and what's more, you can toggle quite nicely back between the two. So that is done for all of the main springs and the third springs as well, just in the bump rubbers. The other thing that we've done as well, and particularly this is of application to our touring car customers, is that you've now got the option to do to import and export bilinear springs, and particularly if you do that through the import and export spring facility, that will the ChassisSim can now tell the difference. It's also been added to the scripting. It's been also been added to the scripting as well. Another thing that we've also added in, there have been various bug fixes, things like limited slip diffs for front wheel drives. We've tidied up the front angle solver for the post-tour rally mode. However, one of the big ticket items, ladies and gentlemen, that is in ChassisSim version 3.30 is the ability to correct for driver stability settings. Now, I'm going to do a separate tutorial on this because this is actually a very significant feature that we've added into ChassisSim version 3.30. But what it does, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can now incorporate the effects of drivability into the race car. So if you start to make changes in terms of adding in way too much front aero balance, if you start doing things such as going completely crazy in terms of your bar rates, in addition to ChassisSim capturing the grip on that, you can also use that to take into account the drivability as well. But again, that's a big ticket item, and I'm going to do that in a separate tutorial. So, for those of you who are in the ChassisSim community, you should have already received your email notification about this. For those of you who are professional online users, this is now been uploaded to the online simulation section of the ChassisSim website. Or for those of you who are technical tourists or who are seriously considering using ChassisSim, I'd strongly advise you sign up to the online sim and test drive this for yourself, and we'll catch you in the next ChassisSim video tutorial.